Unleashed. Hello, all you Minecraft fans. It's Collins, and we're back in Feed the Beast. Unleashed. I've been expanding these tanks as I get more stuff. So we got a bigger tank for the biofuel and a bigger tank for liquid force. And then we got a tank up there for lava. And then we still have a little bit of mob essence and some seed oil down there. We might do something that'll change the mob essence around. We'll see about that. And then I had a snowman over here. I don't know if I showed this last episode, but apparently in the biome that we're in, this prairie, snowmen don't leave snow prints. So I was going to do like old school snow farm, have a snowman walking around and pick up the snow, but he doesn't leave snow here. So I set him free, and he was wandering around over here somewhere. I don't know where he went. Yeah, he's gone. But instead, we made a glacial precipitator, which is a Mine Factory Reloaded machine, I believe. And that's this little bad boy here. And we made some ice, we made some snow, and got a bunch of that now. I left the ice on for too long, so we got a bunch of ice and a bunch of snow. And that's what we've been doing in the base here. I also made some nano armor. So we got a whole set of nano armor and an advanced saw and advanced drill, and I've been putting enchants on them. So in this mod pack, we enabled all of the mods except pretty much all the mods. We turned everything on. So we got biomes of plenty and all that other stuff. So one of the other things I made was this advanced crafting table, and with this thing you can pretty much like pick your enchants and then just bring them up if you want to. Like I could do this if I had the levels for it. It just kind of makes it like less grindy, I guess. It's kind of cheaty, but there's a lot of stuff in this mod pack that's kind of cheaty. So the nano stuff is not quite as cheaty as the force armor, but it's pretty dang close. Either way, we got stuff going on. So the next thing that I wanted to work on is I set up a spot over here. We're going to play with this Smeltery from Tinker's Constructs. I got a bunch of tools. I got this Mighty Smelting book, which talks about the smeltery. So you make all these components and you lay down some liquid or put some stuff in here. Anyway, we're going to try this out. So we have some of these patterns in the ME system. We got grout in there, we got seared bricks, and all of these things are in there too. So you can make these out of regular glass, like the tank and stuff like that. And then we can also make this glass, this molt clear glass. So maybe we'll try that some out. Brownstone. I don't know what you do with brownstone. Endstone? You turn it back into endstone? I'm not sure. Drawbridge and igniter. I don't know. We'll play with some of that stuff, but I think we have enough blocks to get the controller going. So we have to start out to make the smeltery with a 3x3 on the ground. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and mess one up. 9. Okay. And then the next thing we do is we have to build a wall around it, and we have to have a smeltery controller. So that's the centerpiece. And then we need these smeltery drains. So I think the way I was going to do it was go smeltery controller and drains on each side. And then we basically just need tanks and walls, and the walls can be made out of this glass stuff. There's two types of glass. There's the window and the glass, and the window is just open, and the glass actually has like a like little grid markers to tell you how much stuff is in there. And we need some lava, so we got a tank down there full of lava. I haven't really been doing like collecting lava from the nether and stuff like that. That's a little too cheaty. But we grabbed some lava with some buckets and stuff and stuck them in the inner tank. So I think I can do this. There we go. And that'll be lava tank. And then seared window. Where was I going to put the seared window and the seared glass? I think I wanted to do seared glass like this. And maybe like this. So you can make this as high as you want. You can make it only one high if you want to. And I got the wrong amount, don't I? And then maybe we don't need the divider things back here. Maybe we'll just do glass. And I made the wrong... Well, I guess I'll do it this way. Seared glass, seared glass. And I think now... Yeah, so this thing here lit up with fire. That means it's actually ready to go. And then I think what we'll do is if we spin this dial, it fills up with lava. Okay, so we need lava to run this thing. That's weird. I thought putting 2 of these blocks would make it 2 full of lava. I wonder if you do it sideways. This is... Oh! Don't stand inside there, huh? Will it work like that? Not really sure. Maybe only the one tank. Either way, we got an ender tank, so we're good with that. So that's everything in there, and then we need some of these faucets and these tables. So I think, let's see, let's put a casting table and a casting basin, and then we just hook these faucets up. Do I have to shift click, or just like that? So I think that's it, and then we're just ready to pour stuff. Why does the lava look funny? So let's try out, I know one of the things is there's not really a good way to process this aluminum stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see what that does. What do you do? Just throw it in there? Yeah. Okay. And we have 30 marks of aluminum. Okay, so apparently when this heats up all the way, it's ready to go. And I don't know too much at all about this smeltery. I haven't really read a whole lot. I know there's different types of metals and stuff. I think the book tells us something. Alloys, you can't skip to it. Alloys are made when 2 or more metals are mixed in precise proportions. So we can make bronze from copper and tin, which we can do normally. Aluminum brass from aluminum and copper. Manilium made from cobalt and iridite. And then we need obsidian for this alumite. I think we can make this alumite. Blank casts are made by pouring aluminum, brass, or gold into an empty casting table. Alright, so this is a this is our casting table, I believe. So what do? Just click this? How do you make it pour? Are we not ready yet? Oh no, we're in there. Molten aluminum, 9 ingots. So how do you make this work? I don't know much at all about Tinker's construct. But let's try a lever out. You have to switch it on. Like flick the switch. Can't place a lever right there. How about right there? I have no idea how this works. Oh! Okay, apparently that works. But that's gonna power this thing. Are we empty now? No, we still got some more. I think this will turn it into a brick or something. We need to find a way to get a lever on this. Do I have enough blocks for that? I think this will work. We'll figure out more about how this works there. But anyway, we'll play more with some of this once we figure out how some of it works. And then we also set up the rest of this. I think I showed this before. We got a pattern chest, and then we were in all of the worlds from Mistcraft, and we got a couple villages that had all these extra pieces from the Tinker's Construct. And then we got those. We killed 2 of the king slimes that fell off of, I believe, off of that thing. And then we got a bunch of parts from the villages. So we got a bunch of these extra pieces. I'm not really sure how any of this stuff works yet. I played with it in like a trial world before I started up this world, but I had some conflicts between the force armor, which I was using, and the Tinker's Construct tools. Like, the Tinker's Construct tools would lose their speed bonus when you had force armor on, and vice versa. It was kind of strange, so that's why I haven't been playing with Tinker's Construct yet. But we have a bunch of patterns in here. We have extra patterns in this pattern chest, and this pattern chest is hooked up to the ME system. So if I get more patterns in the world, they'll go into this pattern chest here. But this is hooked up so that we can build parts, we can do tools, we can make more stencils, and then this is just a regular crafting table. And then this chest isn't really tied into anything. Maybe it is, I can't remember. Nope, there's cobblestone down there. And then the other thing that I wanted to work on is, so we have the nano armor, and then the upgrade for the nano armor is quantum armor. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. So quantum armor, quantum suit helmet, night vision goggles. Those do any good at all? Advanced solar helmet. The quantum armor needs iridium plates, which needs iridium ore. And I can make advanced alloy, I can make diamonds, or have diamonds, and there's not a way to get iridium ore in this pack. So I think the way we have to do it is with the matter fab. So with Grey Tech installed in the Ultimate pack, there was a mass fabricator. How does that work? A matter fabricator was in Ultimate pack, and that was with the Grey Tech mod installed. Without Grey Tech, it's a mass fabricator. And we actually put a recipe in here, so let's get the ME system to make us one of these. What's the holdup, guys? Okay, we're missing a Lapatron crystal. I thought I had already said a way to make this. That's the weird part about this is, oh, I have Lapatron crystals I can make. It's the wrong type. Actually, yeah, I'll show you how I do that. So we have to find our recipe for the matter fab, or the mass fabricator. One mass fabricator. Okay, so I'm going to pull that recipe out. I'm going to tell it to stop crafting by shift clicking this. And then we're going to make one of these Lapatron crystals that we can make. Let's see how long that takes. That shouldn't be too bad. So it's got to refine some iron and then turn it into force ingots, and then make some electronic circuits. Hopefully that happens in a second here. Every once in a while this thing hangs up. Nope, there it goes. It's making force ingots. It's making refined iron. And once it gets to, so once that one's done, it'll put those into the carpenter and make force ingots. So those should start popping out in a second. Boom, and then we got everything done. Okay, so now we have a Lapatron crystal. And let's take a look at this. So if I put this encoding pattern here, it has a Lapatron crystal in the middle, but it has no durability listed, and the one I made has durability. So all I have to really do is replace that pattern. And then if we look at this again, now this pattern has the Lapatron crystal that we can craft. That's one of the weird things about the ME system. And then I just have a hopper to put stuff in there. So there we go. And then we put our Lapatron crystal in here. And then let's try this again. Mass fabricator. So now it's making a bunch of stuff. It's not going to complain about the lack of Lapatron crystals. And this will slowly make its thing. It'll happen. And then the other thing we did too is we started up vanilla Skyblock Survival. I've never done Skyblock before. I've seen a couple of videos. It's actually been a long time since I've seen videos for it. But I always thought it'd be kind of fun. It's kind of neat because it starts off with the first thing you have to make is a stone generator. I mean, I did a tutorial for a redstone version of a stone generator, so why not make one from scratch? So that's what I did. And we got a couple episodes of that up, and we'll do a little bit more of that too. And I think what we're going to do with the mass fab is we're going to take this steam boiler and we're going to pull it off of the main grid. So the main stuff is just going to run off those 2 steam boilers there, and then this third one, maybe we'll even set up a fourth one. Will be, I'll cut the power here, and it will just run. Well, I guess it's going to have to run that crop matron. It's going to have to run that thing, unless I move the power. So it'll do the crop matron, and the rest of it will go into, or I guess I could just bring power down this way. We'll figure it out. We'll leave it on this thing, and then the rest of the energy that this thing outputs, that's right now is filling up an MFSU easily, will go straight into the mass fabricator and produce UU matter. And then for that we can tie into our ME system here, and then we also need scrap, particularly scrap boxes. So I have a bunch of scrap, and I know how to make scrap boxes, or the ME system actually knows how to make scrap boxes. And then I added a recipe to the recycler that I didn't add a recipe. I was going to add a recipe. Do you see the little brown thingy in there? This thing is so disorganized. I broke it and just stuck everything randomly back in here, so it kind of doesn't make sense. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll set up a ME pattern in here, and I'm guessing I'm just going to maybe tell it like 20 cobblestone equals 1, because it's kind of a random chance. But maybe we'll tell it like 20 cobblestone equals 1 of those, or maybe we'll turn on the glacial precipitator and just make it out of ice. I'm not sure. We'll figure some way to produce scrap. But let me actually, where is our oh, it's done. So now we have a mass fabricator. Woohoo! Apparently this is the only machine when you don't have Greg Tech that will take the 512EU straight off. We're probably going to run it down this way. And we need an input and an output, and I think, you know, it's kind of strange the way it runs. And so let's figure out how we're going to place this thing. Let me mock something up and we'll take a look. So here's my mass fabricator. It was there. I broke it with the electric wrench thinking it would turn back into a mass fabricator, and it turned back into an advanced machine block. So I had to recraft it. That's not cool. And then this bad boy is going to go right into place up here. Right. Come on. There we go. And then what should happen with this is this is going to fill it up with scrap boxes, and the ME system is set to either move or craft, and right now there's some in there because I broke it and it all came out. But it'll craft more as we need it. And then we set up this automatic wooden pipe with the regular gate, and it's going to just pull out the UU matter when it makes it and stick it into the inner chest, which goes to the main storage system. And then over here what I did is I just set this up, craft 1 scrap with 16 cobblestone. It'll probably make more than 1, but that should be good. We can tweak the numbers if we get unlucky or something. And then this is going to run, main power is going to come into here, which means I need to break all of this cable. And I looked at this. This transformer is hooked up with the lever, so what it's supposed to do is power from there is supposed to flow into the system. It doesn't, because it comes down in the transformer. I'd never hooked the transformer up to my MFSU, so no power was coming down the line anyway. But the MFSU will feed the Cropmatron up there, and the rest of the power will go. Gosh, this is either going to blow up or it's going to work. There we go. And then be very careful not to cross the wires. You know what? Let's break this. Now there's water there. Just like that. There we go. So now we're connected. Oh, look at this thing go. And it's amplified by the scrap boxes. Wow, look how fast that makes stuff. I'm guessing it's going to drain the MFSU. And then it'll slow down. So there's some UU matter. went into the system. Let's check it out. Yeah, and this is also set up, let's see. I believe this thing, if you apply a redstone signal, will shut it off. So let's just do that, and then we can flick it off if we want to. We'll see how fast it actually goes. Really, we're not draining power off of anything critical because it this is a dedicated steam boiler just for this thing now. And then I'll clear the rest of this line out, cover that back up. But now we got one steam boiler doing that, and then the other two steam boilers just feed the system. And I've got a bunch of stuff on the ME system. Let's take a look at this thing now. 146 energy units. And then this one here is just a crafting one. It's taking 52. It's crazy. But they're on a dedicated MFSU also, so they have a lot of power. And then I made a bunch of more of these deep storage units. And then we have these frames. Let's see. Wooden labels. These are Bibliocraft, and these are kind of cool because it's like an item frame, but it's a little bit different. So these are just things that are being stored in there, and then I created some more to store some more stuff. Basically, just the items that you have a lot of. If you put them in here instead, you don't use up as much of your drives. And then I also upgraded all the ME drives, so these are all now 16K storage. All of them are. So I was looking at all the things I can make with UU matter. It looks like I can make quite a few things. I can make this iridium ore, so we'll do that at some point. And I think we can make, let's see. So that's how you make a diamond, and I think, does that work? Probably not. There's a few recipes that are disabled. Like there's a lily pad recipe, which is like a vanilla recipe, and that's disabled. I'm not sure, but we'll be able to make some stuff. And we already got 40 of those, and it's producing a lot of power. And I didn't even realize that this Cropmatron was not charged. It wasn't doing a dang thing. This thing wasn't working out quite like I expected it to. Apparently, I don't have enough overclockers in my recycler to have it keep up. So it was constantly held up on the scrap that it was making. So we'll either make a couple more recyclers or do something else. But right now this is hooked up with the redstone, this switch lever. So right now it's down, so it's powered on, which powers this brick, which powers the mass fab and turns it off. And then the torch is the opposite, and so only when there's a redstone signal off of this torch will it actually put scrap in there. So when I flip this lever, the torch will go on, which will make it start making scrap and start running the mass fab. And it looks like it's just going to run without any scrap in it. Which we could probably leave it do, but when it does that, it constantly fills this thing up with cobblestone. Which means it's constantly trying to make scrap boxes, and we don't want it doing that just yet. Maybe we'll have a dedicated recycler or something. We'll figure something out. Like I said, maybe we'll do snowballs using a glacial precipitator. We'll find a way to make it work. And then the other thing too is we have the Mistcraft. I made a whole bunch of Mistcraft worlds, and these are all the failed worlds. This is one of the first ones we went to where there was snow everywhere. This age causes mining fatigue, hunger. This one had red decay. It was nasty. That one's charged. This one's just a floating island with nothing. This one's a field, but it's all blue. It's weird looking. That one's actually kind of stable, but it's really dark looking. So this one I added nether quartz because we have a nether quartz page, and that caused instability. This one's a cave world with mining fatigue, mushroom with mining fatigue, decay and explosions. That one was pretty bad. And then this is a tiled biome that we made. So this is the one field that we went to. Let's grab a book before we go into any of these. Alright, so our book back home. So this world is the one that I think I showed this one before. It's a regular, like, flat field. And it must be daytime because stuff's burning. But we just did a grid pattern and searched out this way a few hundred blocks and then turned and went a few hundred blocks and came back and got a whole bunch of abandoned libraries and got a whole bunch of pages from that. And then I basically did the same thing in... Why you look funny? Where my books at? So it appears we have a little bit of a memory leak. My whole Minecraft crashed, but these worlds are back. So this is the other world that I made and didn't show this on camera, but it's basically a tiled world. I wanted to see what Wondrous Woods was and what Kelp Forest was. And Kelp Forest pretty much just grows kelp on the ground, which is this stuff here. Hello, creeper. And also these trees, which we grabbed some of. And then I did the same thing here. Just did a grid pattern and looked for a bunch of abandoned libraries, like that one over there, and got a bunch of pages. So we have a bunch of biomes. I split them up into 2 chests. And then we have a whole bunch of things in here. So small, medium, large, huge tiled biomes. I can make a flat world and normal lighting and bright lighting. And then I can do standard terrain also. And I'm not sure, standard terrain and flat, I don't think you can combine them. I'm not sure. But I had some problems with it. So we got normal stars, normal sun, normal moon. And then all these different links and stuff for weather and celestial. I did finally get no weather. And then a bunch of terrain modifiers. A bunch of blocks. I mentioned I tried nether quartz. Adding like iron ore and nether quartz ore is going to cause instability. Coal ore will probably too. Lava block would be bad. And then colors and stuff like that, which we don't really play with. And then these are instability things, and then clear modifiers is in there. The other thing that I want to try doing too, though, is we have a bunch of these crystals. So there was one world that had crystals. I believe it was the snow world in the first, and I grabbed a whole bunch of them. And you can use those to make you make this book receptacle out of some. Let's just see how this works actually. Crystal. Let's grab a few of those. So, and we'll just mock one up over here somewhere. So I believe if I make this one look just like another portal, like the same dimensions as another portal. And then I need a book receptacle. And if we stick like a book in there, it will make it into a portal. Let's see. Yeah. So this is one way to make a portal. So this portal now is the same thing as the book in here. So I think what we'll do is actually use this interlinking thing. So we'll make some of these interlinking books, and you do that by using ink files and then gold dust, which I have a bunch of. And then you make these intralinking pages. So we'll be able to make books that go from like place to place within the same world. And we'll set up a hub. Maybe we'll do it downstairs. Maybe we'll do it somewhere else. But we'll set up a hub with a bunch of these portals, and we'll label them and all that stuff. Can you... Is this safe to... Yep, there's my book. It doesn't look like it took any damage. Good. Yeah, but we'll do this downstairs or somewhere. We'll make a hub, and we'll make a bunch of these portals going from different places to different places. Maybe different levels in the base or something like that. We'll figure something out. We can do some fun stuff with this. And I'm not sure if we filled up an episode, but if we did,
I'll go ahead and sign off. If not, look for some more content in a second.